Third down and 20.
Matter the price that they're at or the landing spot that they're going to. Frank, you left off last time. Actually, I think Jake did. Jake, you left off last time. You want to lead us off again?
Sure, why not? I mean, I have two guys that I'm buying no matter what, and it's two wide receivers, the first of which is Tylan Wallace from Oklahoma State. I absolutely love him. I just think he's a guy that's being criminally undervalued at this moment in time. He was the Biletnikoff finalist as a sophomore, I believe, and then he suffered a torn ACL, and he kind of was working his way back, and he never fully got there. I think this is now his, I believe, third year off this torn ACL, and as soon as his medicals check out with all of these NFL teams, I do think that his value is going to skyrocket. I think he's going to end up being a second-round pick in the NFL draft, and therefore a high pick in probably the second round of the rookie draft. I am buying him no matter what. This dude has a great release, great hands, great route running, and the thing I love about him is he wins almost every 50-50 ball I've seen. So I absolutely love Tylan Wallace. I hope his value stays where it is at the beginning of the second round, and I don't have to pay up to get him.
Actually, yeah, to jump in real quick, just to give different ADPs of where people are getting drafted. Right now in a Superflex league, Najee Harris, who I mentioned, is getting drafted at 105, Devontae Smith at 109. Then you got to go pretty far down to Wallace at 207. And then, Jake, you want to talk about your other guy? Or like...
Yeah, I mean, I think 207 is still low for Wallace. I've seen him more around like the 204 range, even creeping up towards the 202 range. But, I mean, I just think he's a great prospect. But the other guy is Amari Rogers from Clemson. I think he's a guy also not getting a lot of love. I think he's going to end up being probably a back half, second round pick of your rookie draft, maybe even early third if you're lucky. He's a guy that I really like out of the slot. He's a super athletic guy. He returned punts at Clemson. I just think he's a guy that fits the modern NFL, and he's a guy that offenses are going to want to get involved. At the price he's at, he's just a steal in my opinion.
He's currently going 310 ADP.
Exactly. If you can get him at 310, that is ridiculous. This guy, I think not having a combine is going to hurt him because people aren't going to be able to see how well he tests. I think people are going to equate a lot of his success to playing with Trevor Lawrence, and that obviously helps. It doesn't hurt to play with the best quarterback prospect we've seen since probably Andrew Luck. So I get it, but I think
hopefully T. Higgins shut those takes up.
Yeah, I mean T. Higgins has shown that he's legit. Clemson receivers are legit. They play in the ACC. They go to the championship game. Most years in recent history. I mean, I think Amari Rogers is a guy being criminally undervalued. Like you said, the 310 ADP right now is just way too low. And it's a guy that I'm just going to be looking to get in all my drafts that late.
Yeah.
I agree. No, getting him anywhere in the third round, I think, is amazing value. I don't expect him to be in the third round by the draft.
Dude, there are some damn good third and fourth round.
Yeah, there's a lot of good players that were thrown out there.
Amari Rogers at 310.
Like, I keep on seeing people saying, like, fourth round picks are useless. They're worthless. Dude, I don't know. Like, fourth round picks in this draft might be pretty freaking good.
Once you get to the fourth round, I don't know. I mean, so players getting drafted around Tylan Wallace, who I'll try and not mention anyone we talked about. Players that are getting drafted around Wallace are Kadarius Toney, Michael Carter, Trey Sermon. And then players getting drafted around Amari Rogers are Tamorine Terry, Sage Surratt, Jarrett Patterson. So I do like where both of those guys are currently. I'd take them over those
Jordan
guys.
going?
I don't see
he
him
has
first.
to be on there. He's a beast.
Who?
Jalen Darden.
He's not in the first 3 rounds.
He hasn't gotten much attention.
Yeah, he's not in the first 3 rounds
He'll start
ADP.
flying upwards. I'll save him for a later episode.
All right. Well, who are your guys that you're buying?
Well, do you mind looking up where Demetric Felton's ADP is? Because
I'm not entirely sure he's in the top 3. This only goes for the top 3 rounds. I'm not entirely sure he's in there.
Demetric Felton should 100% be in the top 3 rounds of your Dynasty draft because this guy has unreal potential.
He's not there currently.
He's a running back that is probably going to play receiver in the next level. That's what he did at the Senior Bowl, and I'd be shocked if he didn't. I love it. I watched him at the Senior Bowl, and I was like, holy crap, this guy's got it. He's insanely shifty. He's quick. He's just as fast as he's quick. Insanely hard to cover. Man, for the fact that if you were to draft today, you could get him outside of the top 3 rounds. Is best buy probably in Dynasty right now. The other one for me is a more well-known prospect is Rondelle Morris, a guy I've been looking at for years now, it feels like. I love the athleticism. I love that what people are saying about are the cons about him. I just think he was in a bad offense and a bad scheme. I can't wait to see what he does at the next level. I'm hoping that he doesn't get drafted super high so that I can snag him up in the second round.
Yeah, so in Superflex, Rondelle Morris is going 201 currently, ADP.
Yeah, if you're in a draft, don't let Rondelle Moore fall out of the first round. Don't let him fall out of the first round. He's easily one of the top 12 talented prospects in this draft. Like, out of fantasy players. But obviously not like real-life draft.
I agree, but I wouldn't be upset if people took certain other players above. Like, I like Rondelle Moore a lot, too. There's a lot of good ones at the top.
It's easy to be very skeptical of Rondelle Moore.
He is small.
I think the only thing he has going against him is like the few injury fears. If you're not too worried about that, which he really only had like that 1 year where he got hurt. He stayed out his freshman year. Then last year he opted out because of the whole COVID season. But I think just talent wise and what you see on the field as a true freshman, he was going like fucking crazy on all these teams in this conference. If you don't believe him, watch his film against Ohio State as a true freshman.
Not even that.
Jesus
you can just
Christ.
watch any other game. Like, you very rarely see defenses have, like, unless you're a running back in the play action game, like 3 guys react to what you're doing on the field multiple plays during a game. It's like, it is ridiculous the amount of respect that he commanded from defenses all around the NCAA.
All right, Lounis. What Florida prospects are you going to sell us on this time?
So the first one I'll start. I'll actually start with the other guy that I picked, Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is someone who, as I've been watching receivers this offseason, has probably rose the most out of any of the draft prospects in my eyes. Because when you watch him, no one in college was able to stick with him and cover him. His route running is insanely good. Like, like that Tony video blew up, like with like his crazy routes at like the Senior Bowl. Elijah Moore can do all of that and more. I got a few stats. I got some PFF stats for you.
Oh, hit us.
Yo, Lounis got stats.
I've got some stats. Ole Miss had a step or more of separation on 90% of his targets this season. That's the highest percentage in the draft class. And highest graded seasons by an SEC wide receiver in the playoff era. Devontae Smith 2020 was number 1. Amari Cooper 2014 was number 2. Elijah Moore this past season was 3. Then Jamar Chase last season was 4. Obviously not as good as those other guys, but he's someone I think should go in the early second. Like I think JT said he's like a late second right now.
Let me check again just to make sure, but yeah, I believe that's true. He's going 208 for Elijah Moore.
I think he's going to get drafted in the first round of the actual NFL draft.
Really?
I really wouldn't be surprised. His ability to separate, he can play in the slot. I think that translates over. He's so quick, and he has good hands. He can make contested catches. I know some people worried about his size, but he's one of those guys. He does play bigger than his size, and he's the person who's gone up my board the most this offseason. Rewatching him, because I didn't watch a whole ton of Ole Miss during the season.
I think my comp for him would be like an Emmanuel Sanders type. I can't really think of anyone better off the top of my head, but that's just who I think Elijah Moore would be. All right, who's your other prospect?
So, this one's more common. Frank, I actually want you in this debate. Because I was debating with Jake and JT about it. So my other one's Kyle Pitts. Because I just think talent-wise, he's the second best pass catcher in this class. And he's just like a physical, I don't know, just insane. Like, for him to be at his size and ability to just catch over anyone, no SEC defense was able to cover him. Bama knew he was getting the ball the entire game, and they still couldn't. I'm trying to think what he finished with. I think I want to say he finished with like 7 for 120 and a touchdown. It may have been 2 touchdowns, but they couldn't cover him. Georgia couldn't cover him. LSU couldn't cover him. Like, none of these top SEC defenses, and they knew the ball was going to him. I just think right away into the NFL, he won't even have to take that full rookie season that a lot of tight ends have to take. He's going to start producing immediately, and he's going to be a top 5, top 4 fantasy tight end really fast. Now, Frank, this was the debate I had with Jake and JT the other day in regards to rookie drafts. I don't think it would be a bad pick to take him at 107. I like him at 107. JT and Jake both definitely disagree.
I wouldn't say definitely disagreed. Go ahead, Frank.
I think
definitely is a strong word. Definitely is a strong word.
They disagree.
It depends on your. It depends on your league settings. We like to play, tight end premium, give the tight ends a little extra value. In that case, yeah, I think it's a good pick. But in a normal league, even in a normal league where tight ends are so scarce, having a good one is such an advantage. Like I'm the Kelsey owner in our league. Having Kelsey last year was a huge advantage to me. Like he would have been wide receiver 1, let alone tight end 1. So it's an advantage, yes. However, I just think you get more bang for your buck if you draft that top end wide receiver talent. You could at 107 you could probably get any receiver not named Jamar Chase.
That's actually true.
Case,
Looking at the ADP, that's exactly right. Any receiver not named Jamar Chase could be got at 107.
I like Kyle Pitts. I have him more around the 109 to 112 range.
That's where he's going. 110 in the ADP currently.
Yeah, in a
110 for Pitts is crazy good value.
In a tight end premium league at 107, I don't blame you at all. I might even take him higher in a tight end premium league because that puts an even greater value on having a good tight end, and it gives you even a greater advantage.
Yeah.
The thing is with him is that if I'm going to draft him, dude, I'm drafting him. I'm holding his ass for his entire career. I don't care what happens. If you're looking for a value pick, then don't take him because tight ends aren't sexy. But if you're just dude, it's like TJ Hawkinson, right? If you want a TJ Hawkinson with way higher upside, it's okay, take him and then never sell. So.
Yeah. And, personally, I'd be fading ETN and Najee Harris at their price. So then that kind of, it puts Pitts up more for a prospect for me. 107 does feel high, but, if ETN and Najee Harris somehow are still on the board there, which I really doubt they are, at 107, that's probably when I take Kyle Pitts, because then I'm assuming those other prospects that I like in that same kind of tier are gone. So that's around where I take Kyle Pitts. Now, to wrap us up, I'll just finish with the last 2 guys that I'm looking to fade, and that's Dyami Brown and Terrace.
Oh, no, these are guys that you're higher on.
I mean, yeah, sorry. Guys I'm higher on. Guys, I love these guys, actually. Dyami Brown and Terrace Marshall. And why I love them is, not every year, but there's really a lot of evidence showing, second-round wide receivers in rookie drafts, at least one of them probably will break out and could be the best one. I mean, Justin Jefferson wasn't exactly a second-round pick. I mean, he was in some leagues, Superflex I'm talking, he was. Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams are some that come to mind. And what you're really looking for in the second round is that alpha wide receiver. And these are 2 guys that I think have traits to become the alpha wide receiver. With Dyami Brown, I think he's a Will Fuller that can stay healthy. That's probably the comp that I give to him the most. I really liked his UNC tape. I liked what I saw. He's kind of small. He's like 185 pounds, but I mean, that's not terrible for me. And then Terrace Marshall from LSU. I've been harping on LSU, not harping, but hyping him up LSU. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and the forgotten one is Terrace Marshall, who kind of suffered because of the COVID year and the lack of quarterback play because, Joe Burrow's not there. I just think when I look at him, I think he's what Denzel Mims, like what everyone wanted Denzel Mims to be, is what Terrace Marshall can be. Those are probably the two comps I have to those guys. Nothing flashy. I'm not going to give you Hall of Fame comps, but I think like those are the kind of players that they really have the upside to be better than those guys. And in that case, in the second round, especially when you look at Terrace Marshall's probably getting drafted, according to here, 202, and Dyami Brown isn't getting drafted until 211. Those are two guys I'd be looking to snag in the second round. I'd even consider paying 112 for Terrace Marshall. Dyami Brown, you could bump him all the way up to the beginning of the second round for me, and I'd probably take him there. Those are the two guys that I just really like.